the daily pile of tasks weighing you down. You fulfill others' requests before completing your own tasks. You stay until 10 p.m. instead of leaving at 7 p.m. to finish someone else's work. And the worst part? You don't even know why you're doing it. You know how easy it is to say yes, don't you? But that discomfort, that guilt you feel when you say no, it's as if you're becoming a bad person. Well, what if I told you that a samurai who lived 400 years ago and was undefeated in over 60 duels wrote a book with the solution to this very problem? And these solutions are strategies you can use today at work, in your career, and even in your entire life. By the end of this video, you won't be afraid to say no anymore, because you'll be applying the principles Miyamoto Musashi learned on the battlefield to the modern-day workplace battles. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications, because this information will truly transform your career. Chapter 1. Why can't we say no? Being unable to say no at work has become a modern-day plague, and the reasons for this run deep. Our need for social acceptance is rooted in the most primitive part of our brain. Thousands of years ago, being excluded from the tribe meant death. Today, this fear manifests itself differently. When we say no, we won't be loved, we'll be seen as worthless, we'll lose our jobs. But the truth is, every time you say yes to something, you are saying no to something else. When you say yes to your colleague's urgent report, you are saying no to your own strategic project. When you say yes to your boss's last-minute request, you are saying no to dinner with your family. Research shows that employees who constantly say yes experience 1. Experience 40% more stress. 2. Have a 3-fold increased risk of burnout. 3. See a dramatic drop in career satisfaction. 4. Paradoxically, their promotion rates remain lower. Because someone who says yes to everything cannot specialize in anything. They have no priorities, no strategy, no boundaries. And this is precisely where Japan's most famous samurai enters the picture. Chapter 2. The Story of Miyamoto Musashi. In 1605, Musashi was meditating in a temple near Kyoto. He was only 21 years old, but his fame had spread throughout Japan. That day, an envoy from a powerful daimyo, feudal lord, arrived. The envoy made Musashi a very tempting offer. Our lord wants to make you the chief instructor of the palace guards, a beautiful house in Kyoto, a high salary, status within the palace, security for your family. You will have no worries for the rest of your life. Think about it. You're a 21-year-old ronin wandering the streets alone. You don't know where your next meal will come from. And here's the guarantee of your entire life. Most samurai would have jumped at this opportunity. A secure life, a steady income, social prestige. What was Musashi's response? No. The envoy asked in astonishment, Why? Why are you refusing? Musashi replied, Because I am still learning. If I become a teacher at the palace, I will stop learning. A comfortable life dulls the mind. I choose the path, not the place. The envoy left. Musashi stayed. He continued his journey. For years he lived in the cold, hunger, and danger, but every duel made him stronger. Every hardship made him wiser. 40 years later, when Musashi wrote the Book of 5 Rings, he began with these words. I was never a student of any teacher. Life itself was my teacher. If he had said yes to that offer, perhaps he would have lived a comfortable life. But he wouldn't have been Miyamoto Musashi. History wouldn't have remembered him. So what does this story have to do with saying no? Musashi was offered security, but security kills growth. He said no to the comfort zone. He said yes to growth, to learning, to creating his own path. What Musashi learned that day was this: a golden cage is still a cage. The comfortable path offered by others puts your destiny in their hands. True freedom is walking your own difficult path. Don't forget to click the like button. This message should reach more people. Chapter 3. Strategies from the Book of 5 Rings. In the last years of his life, Musashi withdrew to a cave and compiled his entire philosophy of life in Go-Rin no Sho, The Book of Five Rings. This book is not just about war strategies. It explains ways to achieve superiority in every area of life. 3 fundamental strategies related to saying no stand out in the book. 1. Heiho, the art of strategy. Musashi says, "Understand your enemy's strategy, but do not use their strategy. Create your own strategy." At work, this means, when someone makes a request of you, their urgency is not your urgency. Their priority is not your priority. Musashi's method, Ken Tai Ichi, unity of mind and body. When a request comes, don't reflexively say yes right away. Pause, breathe. Ask, does this fit my strategy? 2. Heijoshin, every day. Mind Musashi writes, be in daily life as you are in battle. Be in battle as you are in daily life. The message of this principle, every day, every decision, is a battle. And the only question you should ask yourself in every battle is, does this bring me closer to my goal? When a colleague calls you to a last-minute meeting, approach it with Musashi's method. Does this meeting help me win my battle today? No? Then don't attend. 3. Mizu no Kokoro, the mind of water. Water takes the shape of any container but never loses its essence, says Musashi. This is the gentle art of saying no. Instead of a harsh, blunt no, adopt a fluid yet resolute approach like water. Example: this project seems very valuable, but I have another priority right now. Can I get back to you next month? Or, to do this, I would have to drop one of my other projects. Which one do you think is less of a priority? Be like water, flexible yet unbreakable, gentle yet relentless. Chapter 4. Morris's story. Morris worked at a software company. He was a 28-year-old project manager. He arrived at work at 7 a.m. every morning and returned home at 11 p.m. He even worked on his laptop on weekends. Morris's problem was simple. He couldn't say no. Senior managers made last-minute requests. Yes. Junior developers asked for help. Yes. Other departments requested consulting. Yes. In March 2019, Morris was hospitalized. He had collapsed from exhaustion. His doctor gave him 3 months off and told him he was at risk of karoshi, death from overwork. One day during his leave, while browsing an antique bookstore in Kyoto, he spotted a dusty shelf. There was an old copy of the Five Rings book. He took it and read it, and everything changed. He began to apply Musashi's principle of Kentai Ichi. Instead of responding immediately to every request that came his way, he paused for 5 seconds. He took a breath. He asked himself, does this serve my strategy? The first no was very difficult. When a senior manager requested a last-minute report, Morris paused and said, I can deliver it by the end of the week, but I can't do it today because I'm working on another critical project. What he expected didn't happen. He wasn't fired. He wasn't scolded. The executive simply said, all right, the weekend works. Morris also put Musashi's Heijoshin principle into practice. Every morning before coming to the office, he determined that day's priorities, and he began saying strategic no's to every request outside of those priorities. 3 months later, a miracle happened. Morris was working less but producing more. His feeling of exhaustion disappeared. And most surprisingly, he got a promotion at the end of the year. His boss wrote in the promotion letter, Morris learned to think strategically and focused on the most important projects. The principles Musashi wrote 400 years ago saved Morris's life in a Tokyo office in the 21st century. Share in the comments. What's the biggest challenge at your workplace? Let's find a solution together. Chapter 5. The anatomy of the problem. Now, let's address the problem from a deeper level, because being unable to say no isn't just a time management issue, it's an identity issue. Psychologist Dr. Harriet Braker's research shows that people who chronically can't say no derive their value from others' approval. You define yourself by how useful you are. And that's a dangerous game, because you can't win this game. You can't make everyone happy. And in the end, you lose the most important person, yourself. Japanese work culture knows this problem very well. The concept of karoshi, death at work, did not arise by chance. During Japan's economic boom in the 1980s, people thought working more means being more valuable. Thousands of people died, literally died, from heart attacks, strokes, suicide, and Japan learned its lesson. Philosophies like Ma, Kaizen, and Wabi-Sabi were rediscovered because the ancestors already knew the solution. There are three main reasons why you can't say no. Reason, or one, fear of conflict. The Japanese call this ba no kuki, reading the room. You read the room and think everyone expects you to say yes, but in reality, they respect your firm stance. Reason 2, fear of worthlessness. You think, if I say no, I'll be worthless. But the truth is, when you say yes to everything, you become valuable in nothing. Expertise comes from focus. Reason 3, fear of missing out. You think, if I miss this opportunity, it won't come again. But what does Musashi say? A technique you've practiced 1,000 times is better than 1,000 techniques you've tried once. Focus. Chapter 6, Strategies from Japanese Philosophy. Japanese culture has been researching balanced living for thousands of years, and they have developed 3 philosophical approaches for the art of saying no. 1. Ma-jan, the power of space. Ma is the art of leaving space in moments and responses. Japanese people don't respond immediately. They think, how do you apply this at work? When someone makes a request, that's interesting, I need to think about it. Can I get back to you tomorrow? This 24-hour gap is ma, and during this time, you can clarify your decision. Hasty decisions are always yes. Thoughtful decisions are strategic. 2. Kaizen, gaishan, continuous improvement. Kaizen is not about taking giant leaps, but making small improvements every day. The Kaizen approach to learning to say no is this. Say just 1 no this week, 2 no's next week, 3 no's the week after. Small successes build great confidence. The world won't end when you say your first no, and it will empower you. 3. Wabi-sabi, chaji, imperfect beauty. Wabi-sabi is celebrating the beauty of imperfect things. A crack in a teacup gives it character. You strive for perfection at work. You try to make everyone happy, but Wabi-sabi says, you are imperfect, and that is beautiful. You won't be able to do everything, and that's normal. Saying no to some requests doesn't make you flawed, it makes you human. Bonus. Tip. Ikigai, shunki jafei. Ikigai is about finding your life's purpose, the intersection of 4 circles. What do you love? What are you good at? What does the world need? Can you make money from it? Once you know your ikigai, saying no becomes easy, because you clearly see which requests bring you closer to your purpose. Any request that doesn't serve your ikigai should automatically be a no. Chapter 7, Andrea's Story. Andrea, a 28-year-old creative director at an advertising agency in Washington, had a promising career. But there was a problem. Her life was out of control. Clients wanted last-minute changes. Andrea made them. When team members went on vacation, Andrea took over their work. Andrea prepared board presentations. Andrea intervened in social media crises. In 2021, Andrea experienced burnout and took a 3-month break. During this time, a friend recommended a podcast to her. The topic, Japanese philosophy of life. In the first episode, she heard about the concept of mob space, the art of waiting before responding. It was a revelation for Andrea. When she returned to work, she tried a new strategy. When a client requested last-minute changes, she used to immediately say, "Sure, we'll take care of it." Now she said, "Let's evaluate this change. I'll get back to you tomorrow morning with a solution plan." This 24-hour Ma achieved 2 things. First, she thought about how critical the customer's request really was and withdrew some requests. Second, Andrea was able to produce quality solutions for the truly critical ones. Then, she applied the Kaizen approach. The first week, she simply said, "I can't attend this unnecessary meeting. I'll follow up via email summary." The second week, 2 meetings. The third week, 3 meetings. 6 months later, Andrea's work hours dropped from 12 hours a day to 8 hours. But the output? It became 3 times more effective, because she was now focused on strategic projects. The most significant change came when she discovered the concept of ikigai. Andrea asked herself, "What do I love?" Creating brand strategies. What am I good at? Storytelling. What does the world need? Authentic brands. Can I make money from this? Absolutely. Once she found her ikigai, Andrea's criteria became clear. For every request that came in, she asked, "Does this utilize my expertise in brand strategy and storytelling?" If not, she referred the request to another team member or politely declined. A year later, Andrea started her own consulting firm. Now she only takes on projects that align with her ikigai. She works less, earns more, and for the first time in her life, she doesn't even remember the word burnout. Japanese philosophy taught Andrea this: setting boundaries doesn't limit you, it sets you free. Share the video now. This information could change a friend's life. Chapter 8: Strategies from Miyamoto Musashi's 20 Worst Principles. Before his death, Musashi wrote 21 principles to guide every aspect of life. Dokkōdō, the way of the lone walker. Some of these principles are perfect tools for the art of saying no. Principle 4: Think not for yourself, but for all things. This seems paradoxical, doesn't it? But what Musashi meant was this: give up short-term ego gratification and think about long-term strategy. Application at work. Your boss makes a last-minute request. Your ego says, say yes and prove your worth. But your strategy says, if I do this, I'll jeopardize my critical project and add less value to the company in the long run. When you think not just for yourself, but for the greater good, saying a strategic no becomes your duty. Principle 9: Don't unnecessarily cause yourself pain. Musashi says, don't suffer unnecessarily, and torturing yourself by saying yes is unnecessary suffering. Every unnecessary yes is a loss of freedom. Every loss of freedom is pain. Musashi asks, why are you hurting yourself unnecessarily? Tactic. Next time before saying yes, ask, will this acceptance bring me pain or strength? If it brings pain, the answer is clear. Principle 11. Be yourself in everything. Musashi's strongest principle: don't give up on yourself to meet others' expectations. Apply this at work. If everyone at a meeting says yes to a project but you don't truly believe in it, don't stay silent. Musashi says, saying a disingenuous yes is selling your soul. Saying, I can't fully focus on this project because I have other priorities, is not a sign of weakness, but of authenticity. Principle 16. Detach from all things, but do not abandon ownership. This is a profound principle. Musashi says, don't cling to outcomes, but don't give up on your efforts. Meaning at work. When you refuse a request, don't get attached to people's reactions. You can't control them, but you can take ownership of your own strategy. After saying no, even if the other person is upset, that is their journey. Your job is to walk your own path. Bonus tactics, the one-strike principle. Musashi's dueling technique. Avoid unnecessary movements. One decisive strike. The same principle applies when saying no. No need for long explanations, excuses, or apologies. A short, clear, respectful no is most effective. I don't have the capacity for this project right now. One strike. This doesn't align with my priorities. One strike. I can't do this. One strike. Musashi teaches you this. Resolve is not measured by the number of words. It is measured by clarity. Chapter 9. Now it's your turn. If you've made it this far, you now have your tools. Miyamoto Musashi's 400-year-old wisdom, the 1,000-year depth of Japanese philosophy, and the success stories of real people. Now let's bring it all together. Quick summary. Use Ma. Don't respond to requests immediately. Wait 24 hours, think, then make a strategic decision. Find your ikigai. Say no to any request that doesn't serve your life purpose. Apply Kaizen. Say no once this week, twice next week. Small steps lead to great freedom. Use Musashi's strategy. Don't play by others' rules. Create your own strategy. Embrace wabi-sabi. Don't strive for perfection. Strive for strategic thinking. Leave Heijoshin. Every day is a battle. Every decision should bring you closer to your goal. The one-strike principle, say short, clear, decisive no's. A pile of explanations is unnecessary. Take action now. After closing this video, there are 3 things you need to do. Within the first 24 hours, evaluate the first request you receive. Don't say yes immediately. Apply the Ma principle. Wait 5 seconds, take a breath, and ask, does this align with my strategy? This week, do the Ikigai exercise. Write on a piece of paper, what do I love? What am I good at? What does the world need? Can I make money from this? And find where these 4 circles intersect. This is your North Star. Anything that doesn't serve this purpose is a candidate for no. This month, say your first strategic no. Yes, you will feel fear. Yes, you will feel uncomfortable. But remember Musashi's 60 duels. The first duel is the hardest. The rest get easier. Miyamoto Musashi wrote this 400 years ago. Do today as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. What will you do today? Will you once again bow to others' demands? Or will you walk your own path with the spirit of a samurai? Like this video now, so the algorithm allows this information to reach more people. Write in the comments, I'm saying my first no, and I'll follow your journey. Subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications because every new video will take you further in your career. And remember, you are a warrior. At work, in life, everywhere. And the first thing every warrior must know is this. Not entering some battles is the greatest victory. Learning to say no is reclaiming your freedom.